This is all the stream is this week. I guess there's some other people too. Whatever. Hey, everybody.
I mean, I'm totally okay with the floof taking over.
Couldn't leave you.
Floof stream.
Can't leave you alone for 2 weeks in a row. That's just not good.
I mean, I would just try to quit again, but I've had a really hard time quitting so far. I don't know if it would work.
You're not allowed to quit.
Brad, I think you need to look up the definition of quitting and read that and really understand that because you're failing at it.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh shit! That was quick.
Had to. You know damn well you don't even need to push him even close to that far.
No.
Yes, my plan's coming all together now. Yes.
So, welcome everyone to episode 68, where we are.
Ah, damn! One short. Shit.
Attempting to drink blends and talk about blends.
So, of course, I've got a couple of blends being that has been the staple of the challenge, right? I've just come back from the vet, and I've gone to go get the blends, and I realized they're all at a mate's place, bar one. So I had like...
At least you have one.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're rocking some blends, and I will start off with what I've got in my glass. And this is the Dewar's 21 double aged. And I'll quickly explain. It's a 4-stage aging process. The first step involves single malts and single grains, which have been aged separately at least 21 years. Then single malts are blended together and rested in exhausted casks. This process is also done for the single grains. Then the blended single malts and blended single grains are blended together and again rested in exhausted casks. Finally, the blended Scotch finishes its maturation in sherry cask.
That's a lot of blending.
Yeah, this 21 year is finished in Oloroso casks. And I got this particular sample from James Dennis. So thanks, James.
Welcome back, Brad.
Hi. I couldn't stay away.
It's blends. How could you?
But whatever.
I can arrange it. It's all good, Brad. I just click this button right here.
I'm actually going to go in a completely weird and different direction and just make my own blends on the fly because I weird.
Well done, sir. Well done.
That is awesome. I was going to bring in my infinity bottle into the mix later on, but you're taking it to a better level. What are you mixing?
Right now, I'm going to go with one of my classics. I'm going to go with Killoman McKeer Bay and Killoman Senag, which is actually the same whiskey aged in different barrels in a different proportion, but essentially all the same. So when you mix them together, they make a very interesting.
And Killoman just released a bottling that was an accidental mix of those two.
Right.
Yeah, it's called the Brad blend.
Yeah, so
it should be.
An unnamed worker at Killoman accidentally blended those two when vatting, and they've released it in a limited edition that will probably sell faster than their regular stuff because it obviously will never be replicated.
Right.
So that's kind of neat.
I mean, when they say it'll never be replicated, does that just mean we fucked up if the market appreciates it? It was a marketing stunt. We intended this all along.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Oops.
it seems to be going pretty good. And again, for something like that, it's the whole story behind it, right? There's a lot of...
I was going to say, isn't that part of the whole the whiskey sommelier thing is sell the story, not the... Yeah.
Exactly. Whatever happens, you can find a story to fit it that will work out nicely.
That's not a very original story.
No, it's not so much a story, but it is kind of neat. They someone fucked up, and this is what came of it, and it turned out pretty good. So here you go.
Serendipity.
Has a similar one that they did.
So
Serendipity.
Charles, just so that you're aware, it's actually a really meta strain. So the void speaks differently to everyone. So you are
That's very
hearing what
true.
is meant for you. Everyone else is hearing what is meant for them.
It's
I
like
am
one of those
all and
audio
nothing.
illusions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear like a chipmunk that inhaled helium. It's a very high pitched voice speaking to me from the void. Others may hear
I'm just amazed that
Thank you,
Winona Ryder
Jason.
says, yeah, Winona Ryder says all those beautiful things about me, and none of you get to hear it.
It is a shame. It is a shame.
I hear words spoken backwards.
Be very happy none of you hear it.
I hear things that I can't repeat on YouTube because the channel will get taken down.
Also has a lovely bunch of coconuts. FYI, Nathan.
They
Jason,
sometimes sit in a row.
Only sometimes.
Only sometimes.
I've heard really good things about that Coloman 2010. Jason, I haven't tried it, but I did just pick up a bottle of the STR 9-year single cask strength. And,
All right, so I'm taking a drive tomorrow. All right, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, so that's a gooder.
Don't
Well,
be
I don't know
amazed.
yet because I haven't tried it. So
Don't be amazed. I've had a crush on Winona Ryder ever since seeing Reality Bites when it was first released.
Jeremy has a. Oh, my throat! My voice is going to be gone by the end of this. I did some yelling before the episode tonight.
It's okay. The void's got your back.
Jeremy wins the Winona Ryder Crush Award. He does. Like I'm handing it to him. Like that's
Been a long-term staple, mate.
I think there's more than a handful of people who are actively petitioning Winona Ryder to go on a date with Jeremy. So those of you at home want to hop on that train and petition, then get going.
Someone wants
your
to make
local congressman, your local representative, and urge them, please, to
Your local
Just
representative.
you can go to the website ridersims.net.
But be careful how you spell it because Ryder Sims is a completely different thing.
Very true.
So who else is drinking what? What are you guys drinking at home?
I got a Midwinter Night's Dram.
Ooh,
Oh, nice.
that's good stuff.
Act 5, Scene 2.
Act which?
Act 5.
I can't remember the one that I tried of them.
Yeah, I don't remember the one that I've tried either, but it was very good.
Yeah, it was super, super tasty. I was really into it, and I also love the bottle, and I love the name, and I love the label. So,
Oh yeah.
like, I'm all over it, and it's not something we get up here. We do have some of their products, but never Midwinter. It goes for a pretty penny up here because it has to be purchased on secondary. But it is tasty.
It's not surprising, Jason. Not surprising at all.
She does always win. If you're smart, you know she always wins.
It's a thing.
Hey.
Which, of course, she doesn't. So there's no real unless.
What is it? Rule number 1: the priestess is always right. Rule number 2: if the priestess is wrong, see rule number 1.
Seems accurate.
Yep.
You know how many times I had to write that in the rule book?
What's worse is it was supposed to be the unwritten rule, and you've broken that whole thing.
Oh, I know, but I had to document things. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I suppose if it's documented in the void, does it really exist?
Exactly.
That's fine. That's fine.
Ooh, thank you, Jason.
Cheers.
Oh, Jason on fire.
In Sligo.
Oh, sheesh. Thanks.
Appreciate that, buddy. Greg T. Stag mix some Ardbeg Wee Beastie and Lafroig 10. That's probably
that sounds interesting.
Nice punchy treat.
That would be interesting, yeah.
It actually
I
sounds
still have to
quite
try
interesting.
Wee Beastie, damn it.
It's good.
Ian's having Cuddy Sark.
Yeah, I'll just go right over. No problem.
Oh,
I'll see you
Look.
tomorrow.
Look, Brad, I have given you links to affordable aircraft, affordable submarines, affordable hovercraft.
Affordable.
You've only yourself to blame. Actually, that hovercraft was reasonably priced for what it was.
It actually was. It was for what it was. It was reasonably priced, but it would still be very hard to explain to April why I need it right now.
Just
Also the Coast Guard when you try to rock up on a shoreline.
No, just go over the Great Islands. It's a hovercraft. You just go wherever.
They figure you're local. They'll never figure that he came all the way from Canada.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Right?
That's our local hovercraft guy. Don't worry about it.
And if you call it hairdryer, if you call it hairdryer, right? It's got the double thing because it doubles as a wind machine and it can dry your hair very, very quickly.
I bet.
Jason, you know what? Dr. Pepper is a pass around these parts. If you're having Dr. Pepper and nothing else in it, you still get a pass because that is a tasty soda pop.
I don't know about Diet Dr. Pepper though.
Of the diet sodas, it is the best.
Oh, diet, yeah. Well, I don't know. Listen,
I'll let it go though.
Yeah, the best
Just
Dr.
time.
Pepper is the Dr. Pepper that you like to drink, okay?
No, it's like Coke.
Sure.
The best Coke is the original Coke. The best Dr. Pepper is the original Dr. Pepper. There's no middle ground. It's like Coke and Pepsi. It's not whichever cola you best enjoy. It's Coke.
Oh, Greg, listen.
Ooh,
You better
ooh.
ship me up some of that shit, please. Can you send some to Canada?
Yeah, we
You
can.
send from Canada dry bold back up to Canada where we don't have it. That boggles my mind.
No, you know why it's called Canada Dry, don't you? Because Canada is dry from that drink. You're not allowed it. It's a
It
dry
is
state.
literal.
Yes.
Canada, dry.
Dry.
I have done that.
What
And it's
ratio?
usually
Brad,
great.
Brad, what ratio did you mix that? 50-50?
About 50-50, yeah.
How?
Oh,
Not
I
like
was
I'm
going to
measuring
say
it.
1 to 2.37, but
Yeah, I didn't bring out any measuring devices or anything, but about 50-50.
Is the sum greater than its parts?
I would say so. I like blending them together. That's how I usually drink them if I'm having either one of those.
Nice.
So for me, I like it this way. But they are both very good separate too. I don't know.
This Dewar's, having only had the white label standard stuff that they make previously, this is the second Dewar's I've ever had. It is in a whole nother ball game by comparison. I'm sure you'll all be shocked to hear than the
Right.
standard
Sure.
white.
I could
label.
not. I don't believe that at all.
There's a lot more character to it, and you'd think that really leaning into that exhausted cask story, it's really not that attractive because exhausted casks don't sound like there's going to be much activity. In fact, the term exhausted, you would think that there's no barrel activity going on.
It sounds like it
Usually
went
they
up a
send
hill for
those
too
to
long.
Canada for all the Canadian whiskey.
Now that actually
Oh,
that brings an interesting point because for those that have followed the man, the myth, the legend, the Weddell, the full Weddell, he goes into basically it takes about 7 years for the wood sugars, the ligdins, to actually start breaking down and go into the whiskey and produce some really pleasant shit. But of course, for many American whiskeys, your barrel's exhausted. That's two runs. That's a bourbon and an aged something, or in Texas, that's about 7 runs through that barrel.
yeah, I was just gonna say.
Right. So it could be exhausted, but it could still have all of those beautiful compounds and ligdins kicking in there, just ready to explode out. So an exhausted barrel could be a very, very interesting beast.
Could be. Depends on,
Jason,
like you say, how many
Jason,
things
say
you
that-
go through before you get to it.
Dude, Winona Ryder does not sound like Dutch Vito.
I wouldn't.
I can say this: they're both in the same hemisphere. That's all I'm gonna go ahead and say.
What, Eastern or Western?
I mean, most of us.
Not even saying. Could be northern or southern. I'm not even telling you.
What's a hemisphere?
It's all irrelevant to the
Irrelevant to the void.
Oh, is that me
Patrick
freezing
Rothfuss
up?
wannabe.
Am I freezing up?
Patrick Rothfuss wannabe. Wow, harsh. I think Patrick Rothfuss would like to be the Void. I don't think it's the other way around.
Mm.
He's a cool guy, though.
Who says he's
look.
not the void?
Hey, we invoked the name.
I
The man
met
appeared.
him, and he doesn't generate darkness like the Void does.
Hey, Weddle.
Mr. Weddle.
It's a Weddle.
When you I don't know if you can hear us, but when you finish your meeting, Mr. Weddle, hit me up on the Faceballs and I'll send you a link.
Will you bring me the hard line? That wasn't an overheat, incidentally. My internet just cut out.
Oh, sheesh.
Is it because your internet's too hot?
What's that?
Is the internet too hot? Did you need an ice pack for Canada's internet?
We might.
Have you installed the Cat 5 cooler?
No, I think our internet is on a giant ice pack. It's on an iceberg, and it just floated a little too far out into the ocean right now.
So sadly, the void has no digestive tract, so there'll be no drinking this evening.
Well, no one. So I'm drinking a blend as well. I'm drinking Grant's, which is the first purchase of the budget whiskey challenge, and it's still here.
Nice.
It does the job.
Yeah.
Is that bottle triangular?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, it's triangular-ish.
I find that pleasing.
Right.
Like,
A lot of the amphitic
The
stuff.
void
and all
is
that.
pleased by your bottle shape.
That's-
It's nice and geometric.
He likes
you
the
get-
geometry.
If you get enough of them, you can make a Wankel bottle engine.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
High Reverend Grants, huh?
Well, it's only 40%, so
You know what?
Chicken butt.
Yep, you got me. I was trying to find the ABV on this because you would expect a 40%er, but it's got a little extra body in here, a little more depth, and I'm thinking that I'm hoping it's at least a 43, maybe even all the way up to 46. What
I
do
would
you know?
never claim that a circle isn't geometric.
I mean, wouldn't it just depend on how you cut it?
Sometimes.
Oh, that's the kind of
But this is tangential to the real topic, so let's get back to whiskeys.
Yeah.
Speaking
Have you
of,
been
I'm
to
switching to my
Void?
next blend, which I'm going to go with some monkey shoulder because it hasn't shown up in a while, and we don't want to lose that fake sponsorship.
Boo hiss. Boo
And
hiss.
just because I'm gonna mix in some floki.
Nice.
Ooh.
oh god, that would be interesting.
It's a
Gonna
monkey
go
shit.
like a third floki.
It's a monkey shit.
Not
It-
quite 50-50, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will admit that I don't understand. I can load a lot of things. I don't know what you mean.
That explains the error. right?
Phrasing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone needs to pop him on the hat just to turn him on and turn him off again. Feel it.
Okay. All right.
yeah, the floki just completely takes over. But that's okay. It's tasty.
Oh, look at Greg asking the real questions. Aren't all
Yep.
whiskeys blends? Well, they are not.
Well, doesn't that make the best blend? Just,
You see nothing. It's okay. Everything is good. Stay calm.
Stay calm.
all this going.
So all whiskeys are actually not blends. For those of you that aren't aware, at least in the Scotch world, and there certainly is differences when you get from region to region, but Scotch definitely has very strict rules for what can be called a single malt and what is a blend. A single malt is from one distillery, I believe, from one season, in order to showcase the character of that distillery.
And I think what he's getting at is that most whiskeys, unless it's labeled single cask, are a blend of casks from that distillery or that run.
Heresy.
Yeah, it might not be listed as a blend, but unless it's a single cask release, it is usually multiple casks blended together. But that's not really how people use the term.
So, I mean, you get into the mire of the legal definitions and labelings and all that when it gets to that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, different regions have different stuff. And then some regions will accept what another region dictates as the thing, and other regions will not, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
Which is why you can get bourbons in some countries that are 37%.
Yep, that's a real weird thing when you see like a Russian whiskey labeled as a bourbon or something. Like,
Yeah.
wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait just a second here, because there's a couple of those.
And they're terrible.
Yeah, the ones that I've tried anyway were definitely not great. It was an interesting experience, though.
It was.
Trying a Russian bourbon was
had a bit of the Chernobyl aftertaste.
47%. Oh no, sorry, it was a 37% proof and 2% isotope.
So I've moved on to the elements of Isla Peat blended malt Scotch. It is at 59.3%. It is spectacular.
Wait, is Ed String? Is he stomping on our toes?
He might be. He's gaming. He's doing game things.
Oh,
Is he still going?
unless he's watching Invader Zim, and then that's acceptable.
He's been going for a couple of hours, though. I don't know if he's still going or not.
I've been super, super busy. I couldn't hop on, but I did want to check that out. So this particular blend is one of my favorite blends of all time. I suspect that there's a ton of Kalila, but there's also some Lafroig or Ardbeg that I can't pick out. In an Isla blend, I have a hard time, unless there's really something predominant. In this case, I do get a lot of the Kalila character. I have a hard time. I can't be like, oh, this is Port Ellen and this is Lafroig in there, and then there's some this and that. Like, obviously, there's very distinctive note to Ardbeg if you know it, and to Lafroig if you know it, but they're both very punchy. And again, when blended, I can't pick it out, but one of those two for sure is in here, and it might not be a ton, but there's enough that gives it that really punchy medicinal heat that we all know and love from those two distilleries.
Port Charlotte 10's amazing, by the way. I miss having a bottle of that.
Yeah, Port Charlotte is. I've never had a bad Port Charlotte. One of my favorites. One of my favorite peated drams, like in my top 10, always will be, is the MCO1, which is finished in the Marsala cask. It's absolutely just spectacular. Bruichladdich really knows how to make a peated whiskey.
That is true, and also an unpeated whiskey, because the classic
very,
lie is amazing.
Very much so an unpeated whiskey, because
it knows how to distill, because it's not just the whiskey peated and unpeated. The gin is flipping amazing as well.
Yeah, even their gin,
right. Like they just know how to get grain and make it tasty.
Sorry, I don't like drinking car air fresheners.
I'd still like to sample their
I
gin.
mean, you're not wrong, but the botanist is good. I don't like gin generally, but I still like that one.
I do appreciate gin, but I think that that's just something that English people kind of have in their blood. I'm
not English, and I freaking love gin.
If you're
but you're Australian.
Hey,
it's like
it's like secondhand English. Okay, you've got. Jerry's gonna
secondhand English.
Hey, don't forget, you're actually Dutch, so none of this matters.
Yeah, precisely. So I can be an enigma and a question mark.
Yes, with a comma in the middle.
Yeah, but upside down.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And an umlaut.
Mm. It's so oily, and there's so much body to this. Brad, do you remember the first time when I brought the beach
True, Terry.
the elements to Vito's and we side by sided them?
Yeah.
That was the day pretty much that I really fell for the elements. Pete. Oh, cassowary attack.
Yikes.
Good Lord.
Yeah, if anybody, if this is, I haven't seen too much of this around, like posted much online or in the tribe or anything, and it was very reasonably priced up here.
I have never seen it anywhere in the void, so.
It is tasty stuff.
Yeah, it is absolutely tasty. If you guys see it, it is only a 500 ml bottle, so you have to take that in consideration too when you're looking at the price. But it's a delicious Isla blend. I would have to say the second best Isla blend I've ever had. That's exclusively Isla whiskey.
So I'm just going to have to correct Terry, right? They don't technically. Well, I mean, you do go via Ponta Arenas, right? But then you go to the Falkland / the was it the Las Malvinas / Australia? It's all the same territory, right? It's that one little island just keeps getting called different things.
Bah.
All right, Jason calling people out here. So I'll pour some smoke and see after this. After this, elements of Isla. Okay. I really do enjoy the smoke and see. It is a really nice blend. It has a super musty, dusty.
The scorpions are fine.
What I call a musty.
The bigger the better.
Or note that I love.
I just put in a new pour of.
Ooh, nice. So that brings me to another point of discussion that I never really started on, that whole single malt versus blend. And Compass Box is probably the best argument ever for blends, holding their own, if you will, against a single malt. And of course, there's too many examples to compare in each category. You can't really, have a battle, if you will. But for anyone that is not into blends or is kind of in that semi-snob area of I only drink single malts and nothing is superior to a single malt, well, Compass Box can prove that wrong on almost every bottle they release. They are
almost.
Yeah, almost, because I know that there is one example that I haven't tried, but Brad has, and I'm not into trying it, and that would be
I'm guessing it begins with an O. Yeah.
Doesn't sound appealing. I don't want to try it. I'm not interested.
In all fairness, I mean, it tastes like it says it should taste, right? So, like, if you're into the flavors that it says it has, maybe you will like it.
Yeah.
But, it's the only one so far, the Compass Box line, that I have not enjoyed at all.
Yeah,
I mean, No Name #1 so far has definitely been my favorite of theirs.
No Name.
That has been amazing. I do have a 10th anniversary Peat Monster that I have yet to open.
Ooh, nice. Is there anything different about that release, like a higher ABV or something?
It is a higher ABV.
Nice. That's where the money's at.
I bet that's going to be excellent.
Most likely.
Awesome. Yeah, that is Peat Monster, again, for you guys down in the States, it's super reasonably priced. It used to be about $65-70 here, and then they realized that people are buying more whiskey, and now it's pretty much $100 for a bottle. Oh,
Jason, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm a massive whiskey sour is hands down my preferred whiskey cocktail if I am going to drink one outside of a smoky Dr. Pepper. I haven't had a whiskey sour in maybe 2 years, but that would be really good with the smoke and see, because that really dusty corn kind of note with the remnants of the smoke. would work really good in a whiskey sour, I think.
Oh yeah.
The Spaniard. I did get I think the Weddell actually gave the Void a sample of the Spaniard once. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I heard. I haven't had
it is
the
tasty.
Spaniard. My favorite Compass box for sure is the Flaming Heart 2018. I think it is. That's definitely my favorite. I love it. I absolutely love it. And then certainly No Name. The No Name 2, when side by side against the original No Name, was definitely not as good, but on its own, going into it is
Ardbeg.
marvelous.
It is. They're both great for
Yeah.
sure.
Obviously,
the first one is
lacking. It's more Talisker, so I'm going to start a little fight here. Number 2 has more Talisker in it, and number 1 has more Ardbeg in it.
Ardbeg.
Christina, fight.
What?
I refuse. But what I am going to do is
You actually
next time I have both of those bottles, I will mix them.
Nice.
Sadly, they're not here. I know where they are. They're over there.
So would that be No Name 3 or 1.5?
No. Yeah, 1.5. It's an average.
1.5. Yeah. Okay.
Barry,
Just checking.
we are not
Gotta get the math right.
We are not held to the same standards as the patriarchs of the tribe. Okay.
I
Standards?
completed my week of dry week.
And normally I'm not one to say this because who cares, and we know how it is. You do it or you don't or whatever. But for the record, I can say that I hadn't had a beverage in
Terry, hang on. No. Terry, you had no iPad. Who do you think did all the heavy lifting during dry week?
Yet again, the Void has no digestive tract, so the Void is not drinking.
I
carried out my dry week since the last week's epic stream that I put on by myself.
He says he's got no void, or she says she's got no void. It's confusing. But how do you know? In the darkness, it's like Schrodinger's drinking.
Don't observe it. Don't collapse the wave
Well,
function.
you can't observe it. So it's both simultaneously happening and not happening.
Sure.
So, Nathan, on that topic, again, it comes down to legalities and stuff like that. So in Scotland, a single malt Scotch is not a blended whiskey by legal definition from the Scotch Whisky Association. So, no,
it's a blend of whiskeys, but it is not a blended whiskey legally.
Yeah, so
it's a blend of casks usually.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, there's which is the exception that was mentioned about single casks and that, but so
you run into the same issue.
Technically, it is likely going to be a marriage of several casks on the most part, of course, unless it's a single cask. But
you run into the same problems with like cask strength whiskeys, if they're adding water to the barrel as they age and stuff, like, is it technically cask strength? It's like there's a lot of fuzziness in the practicality of it, but the legal side is fairly straightforward.
Yeah, and again, it's just mostly the fact that it's different distilleries or something that is not malted barley put in there.
Lord!
Everyone knows the legal definitions of it, and of course, physically they are blended. But you don't want to argue the Scotch Whisky Association on that because they'll put a hit out on you.
I mean, I can argue with them all they want. What are they going to do? Come here, do 2 weeks quarantine, get over it, and then fly home?
Oh my goodness!
Hey, Dan Brower, long time no see.
It has been a while. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So, I really love this. This is so good. That's 3 so's. That's a legitimate scale right there.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd watch it.
Yeah, likewise.
Just make sure you do the ASMR, okay, Terry? That's where the money's at.
The void is more.
Weirdly, that's probably true.
It really is. It's so weird.
Okay.
Tribe be damned.
Listen, I lied to you, Jason. I said that I was going to do Smoke and See next, and I'm actually going to do Smoke and See last because I'm really eager to side by side this Big Pete, and I have the Big Pete Christmas edition.
Big Pete's pretty damn good.
So yeah, Big Pete's got Ardbeg, Kalila, Bowmore, and Port Ellen, which is, even if there's a friggin' tablespoon of it in a bottle, it's still a wonderful thing to be able to enjoy some whiskey from what was a ghost distillery for quite a while.
Absolutely.
I believe they are now producing again, though, at Port Ellen. Anyone want to back me up there that knows what they're talking about?
I don't know if they've started again yet, but they were definitely going to. They're like trying to revive it. I don't know offhand if that has actually happened.
And, I really love how a lot of scotches have, complete departures from traditional labeling. It's kind of neat to see that, you got Pete on there. His hair's blowing from all that Isla wind.
Right.
But he's got that dapper turtleneck, though.
He's
So
got
he-
that, yes. He's
Christmas edition
took this
too.
turtleneck from a fisherman.
So who started that that rule? Was the Boutique Whiskey Company is the first that springs to mind in doing the cartoony, very much
Love those. Love
of
those.
sort of
I
thing,
absolutely love those.
I mean, Compass Box is beautifully and elaborate and all of that, but I'm pretty sure, without actually researching, that the Boutique Whiskey Company may be the ones that buck the trend labeling wise.
Very well
Yeah,
could
I've
be.
got-
They definitely lean
Yes,
towards
Nathan Clark,
sort of
yes.
cartoony, silly kind of labels. Where Compass Box, the labels are great, but they're definitely lean towards fancy more than.
Yeah, you could take a Compass Box print and put it on a museum wall, and people wouldn't think that it's
Maybe
out of
Peat
place.
Monster. Peat Monster is a little bit silly. But
I was going to say, you get a Compass Box print and put it on like a kimono.
What?
I'll buy
And
it. You
Terry-
do it, I'll buy it.
Yeah, Terry can wear it as part of his ego thing.
It really does have to be the Peat Monster, though.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Let me go grab the Peat Monster that we have because it's actually colored and it's actually nice.
Well, they actually
Oh,
started
yeah,
coloring them now.
Oh, did they?
They
Yeah.
did, yeah. They kind of stole from that 10th anniversary, and we're like, yeah, we're just gonna do this for all of them now. I think.
Well,
Hey,
that
pretty
the
good.
whole heap of colorblind people with coloring pencils were just doing it wrong. Coloring it in wrong.
But definitely
time
grab
for-
it, Christina.
I love
All right, I'll be right there.
going with some Kalila 15 unpeated
Ooh.
and some very much peated
Ooh.
October 7.1.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
both
Which one is
sides
that,
of the
Brad?
peat- 7.1.
7.1, nice.
So both sides of the Isla spectrum, basically.
Now, have you done the trick of scraping a line down so that you got a vision mark or not?
I haven't. This is it's actually getting fairly low. I can tell just from the weight. But, I
By the
haven't.
way, I thought you meant something else at first there, Jeremy.
So good. Hive mind is still working.
Yeah, buddy.
that I wouldn't admit to. So.
Oh, it's actually quite nice. So the Big Pete Christmas edition is cask strength at 53.7%. Dave K gave this to me, so thanks, Dave. Yeah, I love that bottle. That's beautiful. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's so cool, man.
What happened to it?
Watch out for
I
poking
had-
the wee beastie, though. That's dangerous.
I had a phrasing damn button. Where did the phrasing button go? Damn it.
Hey, Christina, what's the ABV on that?
56.
46.
Anybody else want to take a guess?
52.1.
No.
0.
48.9.
48.9.
I win.
Well, I mean, in the void, it would also be 0. So the void
Absolutely. Nothingness.
$1, Bob. Nobody got the $1. Okay.
Yeah, its price is right. We got it.
We got it. It wasn't good. It wasn't funny. Just move on.
Leaving it where it was. Why did you have to pick it up again?
Well, no, it's just the dickest move. Yeah, I'll bet $1. You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Right? Like, who does that? You asshole.
Be amazing if they just the person with the next price and you just see their face.
Yeah, somebody made a compilation on YouTube of people getting angry. You see them look beside them and they're like hard mean mugging people right beside them, like they're getting stabbed after the show.
Probably did.
By the way, yes, if you do poke the wee beastie too much, you will go blind.
Who said that?
Who do you think?
Well, I don't know. I can't see. Does that mean I'm blind?
Maybe.
Well,
Did you poke the wee beastie?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh,
Jason said it.
that's nice. That is
Jason,
nice.
yeah.
Since we were also talking about the boutique whiskey company, I also grabbed.
If I ever get
Yeah.
That's a tasty one. That's good stuff.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Is that
So
a 25-year-old Isla?
Yes.
So Isla.
And
there was lots and lots of talk of whether or not this is an Ardbeg.
Ardbeg.
That's awesome. I have the boutique whiskey advent calendar, so I have 24 of those awesome little, or 25 of those awesome little, yeah.
This bad boy. Ooh,
That's nice.
That's gonna be tasty.
It says Darkness, Ardbeg, 27-year-old.
Ooh.
Oloroso cask.
Ooh.
It smells glorious, and I haven't had it yet.
Oh,
I feel uncomfortable now. Please, someone help me.
There's only one someone.
The darkness is crying for help. Help.
Can't help it for you. It's a one-way trip. So.
Hey, Mark.
Look in the darkness.
Hey, Mark.
I still have the calendar as well.
Yeah, it's
Nope, his internet overheated. There we go.
I did to a good chunk out of that calendar when Vito and Brad came to visit before all of this stuff. Is the name Alan of Cast Strength? Hey, I'll take that. Okay, I love Home Improvement. I'm a massive Home Improvement fan. It's one of my favorite shows. I don't think so, Tim.
On that thing I sent you, the silly bugger stuff, Brad. They actually had Wilson on there, and the other dude, the one that literally says, "I don't think so, Tim." I've forgotten his name.
Al Borland.
Yeah, I don't know what the actor's name is.
Richard Karn.
There you go. So he's on there too. I mean, if ever we do silly things,
Mr. Borland to you.
yes.
Yes.
Mark, well, thanks for popping in, and we miss you too, buddy, big time. Like, it is we kind of got used to seeing each other on the very least frequent once a month, and we had a good run there until all of this bullshit. But I am going to pop up there soon. Dwyer wants to come up there. I got to come and pick up some of your wonderful products. For those of you that are in Ontario that are watching, if any owls popped in, you got to check out Silver Fox Distillery in Arthur. Mark is a very passionate and knowledgeable spirits maker. There is some whiskey coming eventually. You know, it takes time for that, but he's got all kinds of fantastic stuff available.
And last time we spoke to him as a channel, so i.e. when I was around and not like when you're visiting him, they were doing a whole heap of the hand sanitizer stuff, and he also had other mash stuff running in there, some really exciting stuff. So yeah, definitely overdue to have him on. I think
Absolutely.
when's Hitchhiker's Day coming up?
This is the rest of the world.
Tau Day, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
It's already passed.
already gone. Yeah.
I'm like,
We'll
we
have
don't
to-
have a holiday called Hitchhiker's Day. That's such an Australian holiday. It's not even funny. Where
My
people
brain's
go
not
out and
working.
hitchhike, you pick up all the hitchhikers you
Dude,
can. And
You don't have you not seen Wolf Creek? You don't hitchhike.
Do
in
you
Australia.
have your towel? God damn it.
As long as you know where it is, you don't have to have it necessarily.
Okay, do you know where it is?
Hey Ben, what's
Okay,
up,
good.
buddy?
42. Yes. So we'll have to try and remember next Cow Day to get Mark on because that'd be a hoot.
Fluffernutter. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, everybody, when the time comes, it will come. I'm extremely hopeful that borders open up, all of these numbers drop. Perhaps we get back to some level of legitimate normalcy. Again, I'm very, very hopeful.
I'm intrigued. So Fluffernutter is peanut butter and marshmallow, right?
Yeah.
So marshmallow is a root. So you could effectively do screwball gin with marshmallow root to make Fluffernutter. Am I on the right track there, Mark? And if not, why not? Because that sounds like a flipping easy way to do it, kind of. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I have a feeling that Mark is probably going to end up being the distillery, the Canadian distillery at least, with the most diverse and good tasting varieties of spirit. Mark has got such an explorative mind. He's super curious, and now he's got the means to bring that curiosity to fruition in a tangible spirit. Because he has the means to do so. I mean, I know a lot of you guys. Like, I know if Brad, for example, had like a still going on, and that we'd see some pretty funky stuff going on.
I would just be throwing random shit.
The good thing about Mark,
Brad would be like, this tastes crap. Make something else. This tastes crap. Oh, make something else. Well, this is really good. Man, what did I do again?
Probably.
the good thing about Mark and Lisa is that not only is he curious and all of that, he actually does have a good palate. And some of the drinks that Mark has, that I've tasted, that Mark has been behind, have been absolutely stellar. Some of the, and I'm not a big flavored drink kind of guy. I've never been big on drinking, period. So like, there was never a goal for me to get drunk at any point. So I didn't get into this or that. Like whiskey, for the flavors is the most drinking that I do or have done. But everything Mark's given me has been just some of the best tasting spirits and cocktails I've ever had have been from the little experiment cups in the distillery with
So I am probably
so he also is the only person I know that actually has access to free range unicorns. He's obviously, I don't know if he's milking them or if he's grinding the horns up.
Hey. No milking unicorns.
Hey, listen. You get your own pasture of unicorns, and then
it's really easy to milk them, though. Because
He did say liqueur and not whiskey, so I'm guessing he's milking them.
Yes.
So my first thought, when I read that comment, my first thought flashed back to university days where we made Skittle vodka, but we used like every bottle of vodka was a different color of Skittle, and Skittles a taste the rainbow. So is it just Skittle flavored liqueur?
That would be weird and interesting, and I would probably buy it.
If it's chewy, I'm there.
It makes, well, the old, I don't know if new Skittles have differentiated flavors or they're just different colors, but the old Skittles used to be like definite different colors.
They're the flavor of sugar.
Different flavors, big time. And you know what? My favorite Skittle is yellow, but in that application, I bet you my favorite one would be the yellow Skittle vodka. Because I'm a citrus guy.
It was good. Good. Actually, the apple was really nice. Like it really took on a very interesting appley flavor.
Butterfly pea flower.
Pea flower, rose petal, and hibiscus.
Rose petal.
Interesting.
Oh,
That's
I've had a gin with almost that flavor profile, and it was exquisite.
I have a gin here that is infused with rose hips, and it's absolutely fucking marvelous. And it's local too. So, yeah. Listen,
So-
Nathan, I wasn't gonna say any of this. I don't think we're supposed to disclose this information. Okay.
So extracting rather than milking. Sure.
So
Don't
basically, it's a fruit salad Bailey's.
Wow. Just wow.
I think we found somebody's
Oh,
strong
yes.
dislike, a strong weakness for the excretions of unicorns.
I mean, yeah, because it's deadly. You don't mess with that stuff. Unicorn, man.
90%
So- I'm gonna just throw a quick rating down on these 3 Isla blends that I've just had. My favorite is definitely the Elements Peat. That's
tasty one.
yeah. That I've had on hand this evening. That is my favorite Isla blend. Second is definitely the Big Pete Christmas edition. Of course, the higher ABV means that there's a little more love left into this whiskey. The Big Pete regular bottling at 46% is really nice. It is wonderful, but it doesn't stand up to the Christmas. I love how they're like a big feisty 40 ppm, which, you know, for a lot of us here, that's not that big or
I mean,
feisty at
for
all.
a
Like,
non-heavily peated thing, like that is a lot. But
I suppose. Is
Like
there?
they-
Let me ask.
the Octomore is what 200? Yeah, 208.
But
Yeah,
but
like
that
that's
is
the
also-
point, you know what I mean? Like,
don't forget there is that whole differentiation of where you're measuring and when you're measuring ppm
of course.
can have a massive difference. So you could have something at 360 ppm on grain. Once it's distilled, it may only be 20.
That is true.
So get trap for new players. It's like Ford measure horsepower in real numbers and GM make shit up. Same thing. Shots fired.
Gotcha.
So for the last few minutes, I have.
Nice.
Is that number 2?
It is the 2015. 2015.
Not gonna lie, found it quite underwhelming.
I like that one.
What, the thing that I just sent you or the Flaming Heart?
The Flaming Heart, because I have no idea what you just sent me, and I'm ignoring it on purpose.
Fair enough.
I'm scared to death. I know what happened before you sent it. I'm worried.
I could lie to you and tell you it's not unicorn related.
Yeah,
Notice the name.
we lost a bit.
Dan died. And it was brilliantly
Rip
timed.
Dan.
The void coughs and Dan disappears.
So if you noticed that suddenly the volume of whiskey in my glass increased, it's because I have been keeping a little bit of those blends to the side, and now I just mix them all together.
The Mega Blend.
Mega blend.
By the way, producer, yikes.
Yes. Right?
Yeah. Yikes.
You're gonna need to share that.
Negative. That's going to die in the void.
Wow. The Floki still takes over, even against the Octomore.
That's impressive, and
Like
yet,
I can taste, it's definitely peatier than
yeah,
Floki is normally, but like
that
the Floki
hay
is very much there.
No, I did not.
is beer.
Oh,
Oh, shorty Ardbegs.
oh.
Yeah, I did see. I think it was a porter.
Yeah, you
I'm
need a
not-
porter or a stout or yeah.
I'm jealous, Brad. By the way, at that blend.
It's pretty tasty. It is definitely tasty.
I'm just jealous of whiskey right now, but that's neither here nor there.
But does
The
heaps of whiskey
void should not be capable of jealousy. I don't know what.
The void is capable of anything, Brad.
It is a void.
Very
It's
good.
all things and nothing.
It is completely amorphous.
So
How's
you'll
that
be
internet going, buddy?
shocked. You'll be
That-
shocked. to find out.
I can't approve of that. It's a little too much.
Yikes. Woo!
So, Brad,
Maybe for the OnlyFans. That's,
actually, no. If Mark is still watching, make it happen with an eggnog.
oh, jeez.
Oh,
Okay. For one of Mark's eggnog concoctions, I would approve. Absolutely.
The poo flinging monkey blend.
Oh,
yeah.
Okie
The poo
Um,
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Pete's poo flinging monkey blend.
Isn't it just the Pete flinging monkey blend?
Well, the
Or
floki.
bog flinging. Bog flinging monkey blend?
You gotta make sure that the poo's in there so you get the hay.
Well, if
Wow,
you don't
my computer crashes for 1 minute and this just completely degrades.
I was going to say, if you don't think that there is already sheep poo in Pete, right? Like, you're
Yeah,
kidding.
there's definitely.
Well,
some
we maybe. It depends
All
on the
kinds of
grazing
poo,
habits
all kinds
of
of
that
poo.
particular area.
Dino
So
poo,
in
bird
Scotland,
poo.
There's definitely organic material that you would not normally associate with human
Yeah.
consumption.
if you have been to Scotland,
Welcome to
yeah,
After
if you've
Dark
been
is
to
correct.
Scotland, being Australian feel comfortable. There's so many sheep. Welcome to After Dark.
Oh, the
Yeah.
sheep.
Mark, I have not. I want to.
The
Smoky
smoky
monkey.
monkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually grown kind of partial to peated space ciders recently.
I may have a line.
So I hate drank our bottle of monkey shoulder. Did not like it. I am
It was brutal. It was brutal.
I'm definitely going to
it's-
mix it with peated stuff from now on because that was tasty.
It was a super friendly, really easy way for me to kind of start enjoying non-peated scotch. But it's certainly like I've had some for a very, very, very long time sitting back there. It's not something I reach for, but if it was offered to me, definitely it's a very friendly, easy to drink dram. It just is so. It doesn't really have the depth that I look for in a scotch. It's very, very easy.
Agreed.
So I want
Not bad by any means, but just not interesting personally.
to get some Smoky Monkey because, as you can see, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And then when you factor in, you ready for this? That is now the current retail price for monkey shoulder in Australia. That
Crazy.
used to be a $35 bottle all fucking day long about 5 years ago. And as the popularity has increased, it's just been increasing because we're an end market. So as worldwide population goes, there's less available.
Related items in the shop. Johnny, Shivas, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, because Blue Label is very related to monkey shoulder.
Sure. Basically the same.
I mean, it's a blend, so yes, it is.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just other different blends.
Jameson.
Okay. Yeah.
So before we get to the end of this evening's proceedings, what are all of your guys' favorite blended whiskeys? Let's go with Scotch, only because again, like almost every American is blended. What is your favorite blended Scotches ever, all time, period?
Probably no name one
Not
for
it.
me. Yeah.
For me, I would. Why did I even ask the question if I don't even know the fucking answer?
Unprepared.
I would have to. I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh no! You know what my favorite blend is of all time? North Star Spica 29-year-old.
That is a very.
That is my favorite blend, hands down. It is marvelous. It's not even peated. So for a category of Scotch to be my favorite and it not being peated is actually really rare. because I do love No Name. I do love No Name 2. I love Flaming Heart. All very peated, fantastic blends. But the Spica 29-year North Star is definitely my favorite blend of all time. It is
Also solid, very, very solid.
I'm going to go No Name number 2 because I haven't had number 1.
Nice. It's super good. I really like
Drink
No
more
Name.
water. You'll have a number 1.
Yeah. So this is something that ever since this tiny little offshoot channel of ours mentioned that it was a good budget whiskey, people have gone ape shit for it in a way that is just, to me, unfathomable.
That's
Because
funny. You said ape
basically-
shit, by the way.
Yeah, ape shit, I know. At the end of the day, they made it very clear that for a budget whiskey, it was good bang for your buck. And it was basically, instead of getting Johnny Walker Red, just get this bad boy because it's a little bit more interesting. That was the level that it was pretty much pitched.
Yeah.
And then people took it as, this is the best,
right.
best blend he ever made. Go out and get some before it's all sold out. Go.
If you look at it in the context of it's cheap, it's relatively non-offensive. And that's a key. Is it may not be spectacular, but it's relatively non-offensive in terms of if you give it to someone who is starting their whiskey journey, it's fine. If you give it to someone who does Scotch and Coke, it's fine. Didn't say good, Boyd. I said fine. But it probably has a little bit of a wider acceptance, especially just, I mean, I started drinking Monkey Shoulder when it was a screw top before it had a cork. But just sheer fact of having it a cork adds to the whole, it's like listening to vinyl versus CD. One is more of an experience and a theater to it. Relatively non-offensive is the title of your sex tape, Tarek.
Weirdly insulting for the name of a sex tape. That's odd.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you put it in context of, hey, compared to Black Douglas, your entry level Johnny Walkers, Teachers, Ballantines, Grants, all of that, it's okay. It's good. It's just what it is.
There is that. It does distract from things like Talisker Storm, getting.
And the other important thing is they've been a long time non-sponsor of the show, and we thank them for that.
That is true. They
have
been the longest running fake sponsor that we've had.
Yep.
Definitely, yeah, and most supportive non-sponsor.
Yep. So let's all thank Monkey Shoulder.
Stay calm. Everything is fine.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I might have to recreate this in a slightly larger amount at some point.
Ooh.
Oh,
Is that the Kalila and Octo?
This is everything.
Everything.
Here.
Good luck recreating that.
Well, I mean, I know what's in it, so.
what do you mean? We've got Vitan here.
Yeah, there's always been some
Sounds like a bad Star Trek name.
personification.
I was going for Vito and Dan since I recently did the side chain.
I spy a Vito.
Yeah, that's a do. I'm currently rocking the Trent Reznor, circa 1998.
Nice.
That's well
I
before.
really do like Reznor heaters.
What? You don't
That's-
like Reznor?
His family fortune, because he's a silver spoon baby, was made in heaters.
Oh, okay.
Reznor heaters. I really
No
do like
way.
Reznor heaters.
Same fucking. You're kidding me.
No.
So Raid Shadow Legends is the mobile
Holy
game.
shit! Man, you just blew my mind. Right, this whole stream is bullshit compared to what Lance just told me about the Reznor family.
Who? Who just told you what?
No, nothing.
That's correct.
See,
Sorry.
You weren't supposed to discount code until the next episode, Terry. Come on.
Yeah, Terry, you a Belfast fan, Terry?
That's going to be on Vito's Tinder date, guaranteed. 15% to get you off.
So, by the way, my favorite blend is probably No Name Number 1.
I'm with you.
Seems to be a theme.
It's really good. And honestly,
It is.
a really oddball like other thing would be Oak Cross from them.
This is good too.
Not about it.
And a non-peated selection.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Surprising to hear a non-peated selection from the Void.
You know, weirdly, Oak Cross is the first Compass box that I've had a second bottle of other than No Name.
Nice.
Nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Just stay
But I haven't actually had the
calm.
extra bottle of
Everything
No
is
Name
fine.
at my house yet. So, no.
Into plan.
Christina and Jeremy, did you guys share your favorite blends of all time?
I think Jeremy did. It's really hard for me to choose one. It's like a mother.
No pressure.
You make it easier.
Oh, you guys suck. Oh, don't do that. Come back. I guess if I had to choose one, I've had this one for a really long time, and I do like it. I know it's not peated, and it's something that I don't typically drink, which is Rise, but I do really enjoy Winter Night's Tramp.
Yeah.
Very solid choice.
Yeah, that's another not only non-peated, but non-Scotch. That is very. It is a really tasty dram. That should say a lot for you folks at home who aren't aware of who the High Priestess of Peat is. She's called that name for a reason, not just because it sounds cool.
Not Queen, not Duchess, not Baroness.
Yeah.
Not to destroy anything, but like a little bit of Midsummer's Night Dream and a little bit of Peat Monster.
That sounds good.
Listen to the level 3 sommelier. We have one of those.
We do.
There.
The only peat monster we have left, though, is the unopened 10th anniversary.
It'll be even better.
Probably. I haven't had that one, but I assume it would be even better.
It'll be even better. It'll be fine.
With the regular one.
Is that sealed, that peat monster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it Brad's?
No.
Whenever you do open that, I would love to hear what you guys think.
Not a problem.
I'm going to smuggle myself across the border if you guys open that.
He's gonna be driving the Tesla from his phone in the trunk like fucking.
They can't stop it if there's no driver.
We'll apparently see in 2023 then, Brad, because this shit's not coming.
No. It's
I
okay.
have to get that hovercraft.
It's all right. We'll just be living in Canada soon.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
Oh
Bring
god,
it
I really
on.
hope that would be so cool.
Seriously looking into it, actually.
I mean, I didn't think I was that bad that you had to move further a fucking way. Jesus Christ.
Is it though?
From you, it's like a lateral move. It's not
I mean,
more.
we might actually have to do the math on that and find out. It may be closer because you go over the pole.
Yeah. You know what? Closer, maybe. Yeah, geographically speaking, further away, but emotionally speaking, a lot closer. Okay. Much closer, and it's so much easier to get into Australia from Canada in the future than it will be from the States. I guarantee.
We don't speak emotionally about.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom, for having a Commonwealth that still means a little quite a bit.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Ironically, behind Mom, is that what you'll be doing? Kind of.
What?
Nice.
Pretty damn close.
Just watched that the other day actually for preparation.
Doesn't quite have a stick to it, but
Well,
Except it'll be Escape from Joyzy.
Escape from Boise.
So just remember this. So it's 15,461 kilometers away.
Sure.
What's a kilometer?
You know what a kilometer is. You know metric.
Nice.
All right. So let me just.
Damn it.
Okay. So it is nearly two full. No, sorry. It's nearly 45 Proclaimer songs away.
Sure.
Right. Because that's a measurement, right? 500 miles.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Anything other than
I
that?
prefer yards, but you know.
So
I
40,
prefer
46,
furlongs.
46 Proclaimers away.
Fathoms.
Ooh, fathoms. Fathoms are great term. I have to bow out.
Everyone other than the U.S. and Burma or something. Remember
And the void.
There is 1/3 of a Proclaimer's song's difference in distance from me.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That's nothing.
Good. That's a good term of measurement.
Yeah. I mean, by that point, you're like over the song anyway, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. There's no practical difference to that travel.
Like, as soon as when I wake up, then you're just like freaking just ready to kill yourself.
We should probably call it. So I don't. Are we going to do an after dark? I don't know what the situation is.
I have to go to my grandmother's house and solve a wasp problem now that it's dark. So
Okay.
my after dark is going to be dealing with a wasp problem. So I won't be back for an after dark.
I'm going to go rock climbing.
Okay, so probably no after dark then.
Do the wasps.
But see you next week. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thanks everyone for showing up. Really appreciate it. Had a blast as always. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Thank you. Special thank you to the Void. I know.
Drink hard big.
I can't bring that one up.
It's hard for the Void sometimes to manifest in any type of
tangible or intangible thing.
So we got the voice, and that's a lot. And of course, Christina, who is obviously responsible for all of our viewers, and we hope that we see you again next week. Like I said.
Wash your hands. Stay safe.
Fuckers.
Woo!
See you next week.